welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today you're on a different angle and I hope you guys get to enjoy this angle and this video. So today I wanted to talk about things that when someone is pursuing you, things that will help you as a girl to identify if they are married and they are lying to you, or if they're already taken and they have another girlfriend at home and you're probably on the probation of being a side chick to that person. So I hope you guys stay tuned up to the last part of the video and hope you guys get to enjoy. Keep forgetting I have a microphone, so that is what I went to get, and I'm really loving my hair by the way, guys. So I had the points written down. Of the things that for me have helped me this far to realize when someone is pursuing me that there's a big likelihood of them being married. And when I confront them with facts, they're like, okay, fine, I'm married. I'm like, why? And me being a woman who does not or will not be happy being a homewrecker, I'm hoping that's the same angle you guys are on. This video is to benefit such people who are from that angle of view of life, because one day if you really want to get married, one day you'll get married and you wouldn't want someone to come and spoil or damage your marriage. So don't do the same to other people's marriages. Yes, I hope that's correct English. So one of the points that I wrote down is, so from my case, I'm going to be talking about he. So the first point I wrote down was, he doesn't or rarely calls you at night. We all know when men are pursuing you or are so in love with you or so in moods of you, they usually love to call you before they fall asleep. Like, it's their, I think it's just in them to call you before they fall asleep. Then they catch up with you, how was your day, how, so if it doesn't do that, it's a probability that someone is in his house and he's spending the night with, and he can't call, because what will you tell your wife? You're calling someone at 10. What are you going to tell me? What business are you planning, the two of you, at 10? So that is one sign that I wrote down. So he doesn't or rarely calls you at night. Men love talking at night, especially to women they find attractive or pursuing at night before bed or past 5 p.m. He's not up for calls, and if you call, he gives excuses that he was asleep, he didn't hear the phone ring, blah blah blah. With this type of behavior, they call in the morning. Estimately, he has left the house to go to work. I know you know what I'm talking about. So daytime he's always available to your disposal. So at daytime he's texting you, he's calling you, did you take lunch? But immediately after 5 p.m. he goes MIA. So that is one big sign that shows your guy is married or has someone at home. So the second point I wrote down is that he's too neat and well kept and organized. I'm not trying to say single men out here are not neat and organized or polished up, but there are those extra things that will make you like for my case, in one instance, like when we talk and we were in good terms and you are flirting. So I used to pick fun of his shirt. It was always ironed and straightened, and I'm like, so naturally, just like ironing, you're a big fan of waking up in the morning and ironing your shirt. And it's like, yeah, why not? I'm like, okay, no problem. I didn't say single men or men who are not yet married don't like looking polished up, but there's that extra, machi, it's just a sign that probably if you're very keen, you're able to notice it. Under it I wrote, so they have ironed their clothes very well, so probably their wife was ironing the clothes. Yeah, it's not him. Mostly it's not him, it's the wife who ironed the clothes. Another short point that I wrote down below that, they're always on sleek when it comes to fitting clothes, you know, combination of colors, they are on check, and you're like, okay, wow, nice. So you said you're not married. Okay, wow. So you're just into fashion and you just love. Wow. Okay, nice. So another point I wrote down below that was people's pleaser. So they have Hunter getting. What do I mean with that? Hunter getting the meal for the night. People's pleaser. I don't recall what I meant with that. Let's go on. The third point that I wrote down was they are never also talking about the future. So a guy who is interested with you is going to ask you, so when do you want to get married? So what are your plans right now? What are your plans this year? What are your plans next year? They always ask these questions if they're interested. So apparently for this case, he does not ask that because he already has a wife and children. So he already has his future. So you being in the picture, he just wants to pass time and have fun. So that's probably the reason he's not asking about what you want to become, where you want. And some others do. So it's not, I'm not saying this point specifically at 100%. Others do. Probably they do. I don't know. Probably they ask you what are your plans, and they want to be the hero in that story of helping you achieve it. But most of them will not ask you about your future plans. And I also asked around with my friends too to give me some of their points. So these are not necessarily only my points. So under that I wrote, since they already have children, a wife and home for themselves, priorities here are where you don't want to go weekend. So the priorities in this relationship is where do you want to go on weekend, where do you want to travel, so that they can, but plans of how you're going to be husband or wife to each other, those are not his plans. Not serious. And if you bring up the topic, they either brush it off or snob or distract you with something else like gifts and something. You don't worry, let's live life at the moment. I hope the microphone can be able to hear me. So the next point I wrote down below that was when he talks about his friends. Honestly, they don't seem like struggling or building themselves. The fantasy of, okay, like in my case, I was telling this guy, I've never been in a jacuzzi, so I was like, oh, I just fantasize about one day having that experience with it. And he was like, oh, don't worry, just tell me the day you're free. Then one of my friend has it and has his own mansion. I'll just give him a call and he can go visit so that you get your luxurious experience. And I was like, so all your friends have made it. Oh, okay. I was saying single men, their friends haven't made it. Get me correctly and don't attack me. What I'm trying to say is that it seems everyone around them has already settled down and they're really doing well and they're also doing well. So that's another signal for you to be a little more curious to find out if they are really married or not married. So he told me about his friend who had it in his home and we could go and hang out there. Well, stable guys probably settled down. So that was the point. The fifth point was he doesn't invite you over for a visit to his home or house. We all know if a man is pursuing and is interested and is really attracted to you, he's going to ask you, so when are you going to come and visit me? No, I just want to cook you lunch. The excuses you're normally given. So apparently this man does not tell you that. Maybe he's telling you go to a hotel or something. So these are signs that your pursuer is definitely married and taken, and you should avoid that gate and move on and find you a single man or someone who is not taken to be yours now. So immediately I wrote down under that, immediately there is interest. The next girl and you're going to visit, they always ask this, when are you going to visit? Since the next goal are you going to visit, since his house has an owner of the wife. So he's not going to ask that, since his house has an owner who is his wife. So yeah, if you're not getting invites, just be questionable about it. So the Point number 6 that I wrote down was always meeting in Airbnbs and doesn't sleep over. Always leaves in the middle of the night since he's required to go back to his wife. So it's another sign. One of my friends told me that. So he will always ask her to meet at the Airbnb and pays for, but he doesn't spend the night over there. So he comes like for a few hours, then goes back home, yeah, to his wife, because they're not, so that's another point. So if you are going through that, just know he's married, and stop being a homewrecker. mm, yeah. So point number 7 was he's very flashy. In quotes, I wrote money to you and expenses, paying for them without complaint or uttering a word, since they have already adapted to being a provider and a giver in his household. So upkeep money, very quick to give you to the one suggesting. When someone is like trying to build themselves up, they will always open up to you how they are spending their money and how maybe they are struggling with something. But apparently this guy does not do that. So he's like, oh, you need money for shoes? Okay. I'm gonna check on that. Then he'll just send you money. So he's not uttering any complaint about the struggles of getting money and things. He's very quick to giving you the money and does not it's not a bother to him. I'm not saying single men don't do that, but I'm saying it's something to look out more closer and get to find out if he's really single or he's married. The 8th point that I wrote down, he's very bold to talking and asking about your health status, e.g. HIV, so as you don't infect them and take the diseases back to their wives. Yeah. So use of protective measures while having sex. A few young people take the precaution, but rather after. So when you are new to the game and you meet like guys who are not married, I'm not saying all of them, but most of them, they always ask questions after the experience. So they're like, oh, but are you what status are you after the experience? But apparently this type of men will ask you before. That's because they don't want to take back decisions at their homes, so they can be accused of being cheaters. So that's another lookout. Yeah. Hope I'm helping with these points. So the 9th point that I wrote down was your instincts tells you or keeps whispering to you. If there is one thing even my parents have taught me is to listen to your instincts. They don't lie. They're, let me say, 95% always true. So if something in your gut is telling you this guy is taken, this guy is too good to be true and to be single in these streets, there's a probability that it's true, that he's taken and is someone's husband. Yeah. So leave the guy, or try find proof and break it off. The 10th point that I wrote down was he told you he is. Apparently others will tell you, but they are married. Too bad for others will not tell you. So if you are to take that road, you already know he's married, and whatever consequences you face, if you're killed by the wife, if your picture is like printed and posted on electricity poles for people to find out you are husband snatcher, you already know that road because you took it. But apparently others will not tell you. And the excuses they will give you if they tell you they are married is that, oh, my wife is, even I didn't want to get married, it's for the kids, I'm there because of the kids. Yeah, too bad. These are men that we sometimes meet in these streets. So, but unfortunately others, they don't communicate, they deny to be married people. Nowadays they can't be age defined as married. So with that I meant someone can't tell you they are 27 and you just think they are not married, or 24. Nowadays people are getting married very, very young. So hope you check out on those few points, and I hope they helped you. If they did, or if you're a woman and you know any other tip, drop down below, and let's enlighten each other. Hope you have enjoyed this video. Kindly subscribe and stay tuned. Comment down below the type of video you want me to do or have with my friends, and thank you so much, and goodbye. Bye bye.